Good morning one and all. Now in today's class we'll be starting with the second module, that is planning. First let us understand what do you mean by planning, then we'll see what is the nature of planning. Planning means what? Deciding in advance what work has to be done, when and how the work has to be done, and so on. Okay, like suppose if you don't plan, if you directly start organizing or if you directly start conducting the activities, it is not possible. So planning is the first and foremost function of the management. So proper planning has to be done. Suppose think that in order to start a business, okay, if you want to set up a business or an industry, okay, that time what happens? Proper planning has to be done. Planning regarding what? Okay, which kind of materials are to be organized, how to make arrangement of the factors of production like land, labor, capital and organization. Okay, so these all things arrangement has to be done properly, means proper planning has to be done. After that only comes organizing, and after that you can start conducting the activities of the business. So that is all about the planning. Now general example also I can give you for that. If you want to conduct a party, a birthday party or any function at home, a puja at home and all that, okay, so for that proper planning is required. You have to make a list of proper plan, what all things are required for that, how the arrangement has to be done. After planning only you can try to implement that or put that plan into action. That is called as planning. Now let us understand the nature of planning. In that first one, primary of planning. What do you understand by primary? Primary means what? It is the first function of management. As already you have studied in the functions of management. Now which are the functions of management? Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling is there. And why they have included planning only as the first function and why not organizing, directing as the first function? Because without planning the other functions of the management cannot run. If you plan properly, then afterwards only you can execute your plan, or after that only proper organizing can be done or conducting different activities in the organization can be done. So it is primary of planning, means it is the first function of management. For that proper planning has to be done. Then the second one is planning contributes to objective. First of all you understand what do you mean by objectives. Objective means what? Each and every organization will be setting some objectives. Okay, the main objective of the organization is what? Profit making or to increase the sales of the organization. Like that way different objectives can be set. So once planning has been done properly, it will contribute to the objective. Once the manager has set a proper plan or done a proper planning, then only he can lead, means whatever objectives or goals have been set, that can be fulfilled. So planning contributes to objective. Both are been interlinked. Without planning, objectives cannot be reached, okay, or goals cannot be achieved. The next one, planning is an intellectual activity. What do you mean by the term intellectual? Intellectual means what? Intelligence. Okay. Now whenever the manager has set any kind of a plan, he should be intelligent enough in order to draft any plan which is there. Okay. Suppose what happens, if the manager is intelligent, he can draft a proper and a good plan. Suppose what happens, he is not that much intelligent, he is facing the problem and difficulty in order to draft the plan, then that plan will never work. So planning is an intellectual activity, means intelligent process. A manager should be very intelligent enough in order to do a proper planning. Now many a times what happens, whatever plans we frame or the organization frame, it doesn't mean that always the plans are successful only. Many a times the plans may fail also. So how the planning can be intellectual. Okay, so manager should plan properly and he should be intelligent enough in order to draft a proper planning. Okay, then planning results in higher efficiency. For this you need to remember, in higher efficiency two terms have been given there, input and output ratio. So they need to decide that what is the input and output ratio. Input means what? Whatever we receive. like whatever the material which we receive, okay, raw materials which we receive, okay, or whatever a company receives, that is in the form of a input. And output means what? The result which the company will give, okay. So planning results in higher efficiency. It is depending upon the input and output ratio, okay. Now this example we can understand based on like how a product is being manufactured. Now for a product to be manufactured, what is the input being received? Raw material. This is the input received. And how the product will be manufactured? Once the raw materials are collected, the work will start, the work will be in progress, and afterwards we can get a final product or a finished product, okay. So that is the output which we have got. So planning results in higher efficiency, means depending upon the input and output ratio. The next one, planning is a continuous process. Now what do you mean by continuous process? It is a never ending process. It will never come to an end. Like suppose if you have seen the functions of management like planning, organizing, directing and controlling. Now once the plan is been set, it doesn't mean that it has been come to an end. Afterwards again a new plan will be set up, a new plan will come, okay. So planning is a continuous process. Planning doesn't mean only to set up a new business or a new industry, but after that also the daily activities of the business or organization which are there, the day-to-day activities, that also needs to be properly planned. So planning, it is a continuous process, it is a never-ending process, it will never come to an end. Then planning is flexible. Now what do you mean by flexible? Changes, okay. Some kind of changes can be done on the basis of planning, okay. Like suppose what happens, many times a plan, as I've told you, whatever the manager has set a plan, it can be successful also or it can fail also, okay. Suppose in case if any kind of failure takes place in the planning activities which are there, so that time what happens, some kind of changes can happen or some kind of changes can take place. So planning, it is flexible, okay. Flexible means some changes can be done in the planning to be more effective. The next one is unity and consistency. Now what do you mean by unity and consistency? Sometimes the planning will remain consistent or same. Suppose what happens, whatever the manager has set a good plan for the business, it has become very good, then the planning will remain consistent or same. It will never change. Then planning is common to all. Common to all means what? Common to all levels of management. It may be the top level management, middle level or lower level management. It does not mean only the top management of the company should draft a proper plan. Okay, means he is there at the topmost position, so he is having the authority to draft the plan. It doesn't mean like that. Even the employees who are working at the middle level management and lower level management, even they will plan properly. Okay, so middle level management, which employees are there, which managers are there, departmental managers, means HR manager, he will set a plan for his department, HR department. Marketing manager, he will set a plan for marketing department. Production manager and finance manager, like that. And also doesn't mean only the managers, but also the employees who are working at the lower level position, even they will set a proper plan, okay, for their level of management. So planning is common to all. So this is all about the nature of planning. Yes, just briefly we'll understand what do you mean by planning. Planning means deciding in advance what work has to be done, when and how the work has to be done, and so on. Means proper planning should be done. And this was the nature of planning. First one is primary of planning. Primary means what? It is the first function of management. Means without planning, other functions of management cannot run. Without planning, directly you cannot start with organizing, directing, controlling. Then planning contributes to objective. Means whatever are the objectives of the organization, when proper planning is been done, that time the objectives can be fulfilled. Then planning is an intellectual activity. Means here the manager should be intelligent enough in order to draft a proper plan. Then planning results in higher efficiency. Higher efficiency means what? It is related to the input and output ratio. Input means what? Whatever we receive, and output is the result which we give. Okay. That example we have seen in case of manufacturing a particular product. Input is what the raw materials which we receive, and output means what the result which we give, means when the product is been ready or manufactured. Then planning is a continuous process. Continuous means what? It is a continuous and a never ending process. It will never come to an end. Once the plan has been set, when it is implemented, afterwards again a new plan will come. Means it is a continuous process. The next one is planning is flexible. Means some kind of changes can be done in the form of a planning. Then unity and consistency. At times the planning which has been set, it is consistent or same. It cannot be changed. And planning is common to all. Common to all means what? Common to all levels of management. It may be the top management, middle level management and lower level management. It does not mean only the top management, only he has the authority to plan. Okay, apart from that, even the middle level managers can plan, and even the lower level management. So this is all about planning. Okay. Now only you need to understand how proper planning can be done. Right from the stage of setting up of a business or industry, from that stage planning has been done. And after that in the organization process also, in conducting different activities also, how the planning has been set. Thank you.